My name is Shahnaz Ramzi. I'm a CEO, Starlinks PR and Events. So my field is PR and event management. I've also started another company recently called Travel in PK, which is a tourism facilitation company and consultancy. Family background मेरा ये है that my father used to be first in banking, then he had started his own business, and then he went back into banking. He was always very fond of writing also, although he was not a professional writer. My mother was a homemaker. They come from a Gujarati-speaking background, and basically I lived all my life in Pakistan, and I'm a thoroughbred Karachiite. Born, brought up, educated completely in Karachi. My education was, I have done my O levels from St. Joseph's School. I was there throughout from grade 1 till my O levels. And then I went to Karachi Grammar School, from where I did my A levels. Then I went to the University of Karachi. I was already married in my first year of doing my BA honors there in journalism, and I completed my BA while I was married. So that's for my education qualifications. I have been a freelance journalist since the 90s, and I've been writing for various publications, including the Dawn Group. And I was writing for them almost on a daily basis for many years. I've also written for international publications, and I've written a book also, which Oxford University Press has published. It's called Footprints, and two other books of mine are under publication. I have, while I've been a freelance journalist for all this time, and I'm still writing as a freelance journalist, I was invited to join the Hum network, which was just going to launch at that point. In 2005, it was launched. And they invited me in 2004 October to join them as their general manager, public relations and publications. And I was with them for 11 years. I continued my freelance writing also, but I edited a lot of the publications that were taken out by them, including Humse and Glam magazine and many other publications. And now I am still writing, but my work concentration now is on PR. 5 years ago, I left Hum Network to start my own public relations company and my own event management company. And I have been heading that for since that time, and doing a lot of events and things under my company's name. What motivated me to join this field? Journalism is something that I have always wanted to do. It's in my blood. I love writing. So when I took up journalism as my major in university, there was no two ways about my doing anything else. But because I had already got married and I had children, and then their schooling and their education, so I couldn't concentrate on journalism very early on in my life. But because I was writing later, when the children were a little older, the other careers that I started adopting in life became more or less something that was paved out for me because of my journalism. When I had gone to interview Sultana Siddiqui for Star Weekend, that was I had gone as a journalist. But when she read my article and she saw the way I conducted myself, she offered me the job, which was my first job ever in any office environment, because I was always freelancing before that. So that's how I came into the field of public relations. Although I had never done any public relationing before that, I was always just freelancing as a journalist. And then once I joined her, and then I was with her for 11 years. Obviously, I learned a lot of things. I developed a lot of contacts, a lot of experience. And that sort of paved the way for me to start my own company later with my son and my daughter-in-law. So that's how I came into this field. And as for my other business, which is travel and PK, that again has always been my passion. It has been my passion to promote travel in Pakistan and especially ecotourism. And I have been working with Yasmin Lari as a director of the Heritage Foundation since 2000. And we've done a lot of things to develop tourism indirectly, especially ecotourism. And again, Yasmin Lari, I also met for the first time because I had gone to interview her as a journalist for the Dawn Group for Star Weekend, and then became so inspired by her and motivated that I joined her, and that has eventually led to my forming this company of Travel in PK. What qualities are lacking in today's leaders, you ask me? I think two or three. I feel that a lot of leaders today are motivated by economics rather than anything else. They take on jobs, or they take on careers or professions or businesses because they feel that it will make a lot of money. There is no passion involved. I think that is a must. If you want to be a good leader, and if you want to really be motivated and really want to do things in the field that you adopt, you must have a passion for it. Only then can you really sort of achieve, I think, a lot in that particular field. And not only is there a passion that is required, but I think experience also. You must have first-hand experience. You must know the field that you get into. It should not just be book knowledge or theoretical knowledge that you've got from doing your, from learning it in your course when you were in university. It should be something that you join from maybe the lowest grade and then work your way up so that you know your work thoroughly well. And then nobody can take you for a ride. If you know your work, you'll make a good leader. There weren't really any major challenges that I faced to get to this position. As I said, when I went into PR, that was the first time that I was doing something like this. So I learned on the field. I learned on the job. Sultana Siddiqui was the president and guided me all along. I used to report directly to either her or to her son, who is the CEO. And I learned a lot from both of them. And I suppose you could call it challenging that I was doing something that I was learning while doing it as a career. But I have always taken on challenges in a fun spirit. Challenges never bog me down. Challenges always give me an adrenaline rush. I feel very motivated when I'm learning something new, when I'm doing something which I'm finding a little difficult or something unusual, something I'm not used to. So these are things that don't bog me. They always inspire me. So I think I've taken these challenges in my stride, and I've thoroughly enjoyed them. My inspiration, as I mentioned earlier, was Yasmin Lari also. My inspirations have been, I've had a lot of people who I've learned from, who've been my mentors. So I think they have helped to make me who I am and tweak my life. So whether it is my parents, whether it is teachers who taught me, whether it is my editors, whether it is people who I met in different careers as I went along, a lot of them have played different roles in my life, and I have learned a lot from them and been inspired by them. There are lots of things that make me very proud. Proud in the sense that they make me happy that I've had these accomplishments. The fact that I have managed to get international awards. My company secured, I think, its first 2 years of its existence, we had bagged 3 international awards, including Startup of the Year and Best CEO of the world. And these are, awards that are based on merit. There are entries from all over the world, and then to be selected from those entries to be given a bronze or a silver or a gold award, and I've received all three. I think for me, these were very, very proud moments, and a kind of a fulfillment of all my efforts and my work, that to be recognized in this way, and to receive these awards in these award shows in New York and San Francisco. So I think these are proud moments for me. My first book being published by OUP was a very proud moment for me. My second book is under publication by OUP also, and there's another third coming out from another publication house, Patib. So I think these have all been career-wise. These have all been very proud moments for me. But there are so many things that make me so happy and so proud. My family, my children, my grandchildren. So the list could go on and on. My company values are basically we have very strict policies about following values. We do not, first of all, when I set up my company, we established a CSR component, which I think at that time, when I started this, no other PR company or event management company had a CSR component. The others started later. But when we started it, we had a CSR component, and so we were doing things for causes pro bono, and our entire motto is to deliver to our best, even if it means beyond what we've committed. We always undercommit and we always over deliver. So this is one of the mottos that our company has always been following, and we try and adhere to strict family-oriented principles. We try and keep our company following ethics, and the environment is friendly. It's informal, but at the same time, there is a very strict line drawn as to how far you can go when you talk to your colleagues or to your bosses, and what will be tolerated and what won't. These are the values that we've tried to have it in our company. For girls, there are lots of emerging fields now, especially. Media, of course, is one of them. Initially, when we were young, there used to be a few jobs that women could really get into. They would either land up being a teacher or a doctor, or maybe a lawyer or a banker, but there were very few options available for them. Now the sky is the limit. Women are, and young girls are doing so much because media has opened up, social media has opened up so many doors. So people just staying at home, girls who cannot commute, who cannot travel, can still do so much and earn so much just by sitting at home and writing blogs or tweeting or doing Insta. There is a lot that can be done. So, even girls who are now catering from the house. So they're, especially with this COVID and since last year with the lockdown, so many girls have taken up enterprises of making crafts from the house and then selling it online, or making, food items or bakery items. So there is actually, for a women entrepreneur now, there is so much that you can do, that I cannot believe anybody saying that they don't have a job, or that they can't earn, because if they really set their minds to it, there's nothing to stop them from earning. They can really do a lot, and at the same time still be at home and do it also if they want to. And the technology is a great boon for them. There is so much that technology has now made businesses so much easier. You don't need to have an office environment. You don't have to have overheads. You can just do whatever you want, earn through sitting in your own, within the four walls of your own room. So it really is, technology is really helping a lot. And for young girls who've just stepped out of their study environment, who may not have been exposed to the outside world, I would tell them use the net as much as possible to learn things. Um, if there is any question, if they want to know how to make a feasibility, they want to know how to, what are the things one should look into, what are the first steps that you need to do to set up a business, it's now there, available at your fingertips. Everything is available. You don't need to attend courses. You don't need to, at least not physically. You can attend online courses, and you can learn anything you want to know just from using the technology. So I feel every young girl should avail of that. Um, um, as my closing remarks, I would just like to say to all young girls, don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. You can. There is nothing to stop you. And life is very short. Don't waste it. Don't run after things which are not going to give you anything worthwhile. Do things that fulfill you. Do things that you're passionate about. It earns a living for you or not is not the question. You must feel that passion. You must want to do it. Do it, and you will excel in it. And don't let anybody stop you. You'll get there. You can move mountains if you want to. So that's my message for them. Thank you.